Hey guys, and welcome back. So we've got a Terra Luna Classic update to go through here with everybody, but it's more directed at the Binance side of things. And what we're starting to see is a decent amount of accumulation. We're seeing very strange movements happening, and we've got a lot of evidence that we need to present and put forward to you so you can understand it in a better timeline. So to understand the obsession that CZ himself has with Luna Classic, you have to go back and understand the history and the timeline behind this whole situation. So when the original Luna chain crashed, there was two options that were put on the table: a hard fork or burning through the supply to try to restore the peg. And CZ had presented his version of what he believed was the best route forward, and that was denied in the end with a second proposal, which got that fork proposal through. And thus was born the Luna Classic chain, and then bringing forth that new chain being Terra Luna. So we know CZ himself has always had a serious obsession with burning through the supply. So what we need to understand with exchanges and CEXs is how it works with coin management. So a lot of people get themselves very confused, and it becomes a very argumentative thing where you sit there as a fundamentalist and deny it, because inherently you do have access to your coins, but you do not own your coins on a centralized cryptocurrency exchange. Instead, that exchange holds the private keys for your wallet, which gives you control over your assets. So this essentially means that you're borrowing the wallet to store and transact your crypto, and that exchange could just revoke your access at any time, which is a huge risk, and the whole idea of a self-custody wallet. So now we understand that assets on an exchange lead to a scenario where they're in full control of it. We can start to understand the background behind the BTC Turk hack, and we can say to ourselves, okay, we don't own our assets when they're held on a CEX. We can actually see on multiple occasions for their hot wallet this in and out and movement of coins themselves. So we can see that the wallet during certain points completely drops down to zero. And this was a time when they moved all of the assets out of a wallet to whitelist it to put those assets back in. And we can see that this happened around the 9th of the 9th, 2022, dropping down to a zero from a near 2.5 trillion balance. So we can see that Binance is able to move your coins. So once again, trying to determine exactly how many of these coins you as holders hold and how much Binance themselves hold is very hard. So let's go over, let's take a look at just how much of a vested interest Binance has. And we're talking about a 63 billion LUNC interest when it comes down to burning. If we run a average value on these coins right now at the time of this video, you're looking at around 4.7 million pounds. This is a huge amount to just throw into the wind for absolutely nothing. And someone who does this, from my perspective, has some kind of plan. They've got some kind of purpose that they're trying to achieve. Otherwise, you wouldn't go through and burn this much. So when I've done the average on this, I think everybody needs to understand that a lot of these coins have been burned at higher value in price. So trying to pinpoint the exact value of these coins, you would need to take a significant amount of time to go in, research what the value of the coins were when they burned, and put an estimation together. But my estimation that I did come up with roughly on a short basis was around the 25 million pound mark. This is huge. There is no other blockchain that they do this for. Out of the hundreds and thousands of blockchains they could do it for, they do not, but they do it for our chain. And what we're starting to see is heavy accumulation from Binance once again. So it's not just the LUNC wallet that's accumulating, it's actually their main hot wallet for their USTC as well. So we're seeing both accumulation for LUNC and USTC, and both happening from a very specific date. So whether users are accumulating or Binance is accumulating, for us, either way, this equates out into more volume happening on the Binance CEX, and this is inherently what produces bigger burns. So what we could see on the 1st of next month, being the 1st of September, is a bigger burn than normal. So let's go over and let's take a look here at their top USTC holders. Like I was mentioning, they actually hold around just below the 2.5 billion mark for USTC. So not only do they have that vested interest in Luna Classic, but also in USTC as well. They're also the top burners. You just don't find these things and these general connections anywhere else in crypto that really points you in one direction, which tells us they're accumulating for some kind of scenario that they're planning out. So let's go over here to the almighty LUNC dash, where you can get all of the statistics that you would ever need. And what we've got is the hot wallet address in here at the top. And what we can see is from the 29th of the 7th, 2024, the wallet began to accumulate, and it's accumulated a significant amount, sitting at that 1.9 trillion range and now pushing up to around that 2.345 range. So this is a significant jump, and this hasn't just happened for LUNC, as I've mentioned. This has also happened for USTC as well, but the accumulation has been far more dramatic over here, as we can see a far more harsher and more straight upward line. So what does this tell us? Something is coming up in the future, and someone is banking big on this, whether it's Binance or the users. And what this signals for me is burns. Burns. Everything equates out into burns. Transactions equate out into burns. Everything that happens on that CEX to do with LUNC provides more burns at the first of every month. So all of this adds up together and tells us one thing. Binance has got something big planned for LUNC, and what I keep thinking is this chain needs a steward. It needs someone it can rely on. For example, we want to acquire Terra Station. We want to acquire the mobile app. If we had a steward, it would be very easily done. Crazier things have happened in the crypto space, and I've witnessed those crazy things. So it wouldn't be too far-fetched that Binance himself would dive into a position like this, because he stated before he went in to serve his jail sentence that he wanted to be on the more educational front. And I think advising the Terra Classic blockchain really falls into the category of education. Why not guide us? Guide us in the same way that he was guiding Terra Luna and Do Kwon during the crash. And if Do Kwon had listened to his advice, things could be a lot different now. A lot different. But I'm really excited to see that Binance is accumulating, whether it's users or whether it's Binance themselves that are actually doing the accumulating. I'm very excited, because as we're going into this bull run, this is going to be a vital time for our blockchain to be at the forefront. During the last bull run, many holders flocked to Shiba Inu because of the idea that they would burn through the supply. And from burning through the supply, it would lead them to a higher price for their tokens that they hold. And the whole thesis was built on burning. We have far fewer coins to burn through as well. And this, from my perspective, is a significant biting point, because when you make a comparison with our supply to the Shiba Inu supply, ours is substantially smaller. And this leaves us in a position where we've got the upper hand. We've got the high ground. We are just not advertising this thing enough. Binance doesn't burn any other coins aside B and B. And this should be a huge signal to everybody outside of our ecosystem. But once again, it's not advertised enough. People are still flocking to Shiba Inu because of the idea that they're going to burn through that whole supply and reach that pivotal price point that everybody prides themselves on over on Shiba Inu, which is the dollar dream. So let me know what you guys think about this. Should we promote burning more? Should we just leave it in the ashes? Is it something that's useless? Is CZ Binance wrong? Is all of this accumulation just random and absolutely nothing to worry about whatsoever? Let me know what you think about this, and let me know if you want to see more LUNC burn content. I'll be sure to go out, find more of the other intricate things that are going on so we can tie them together like this to show us the way forward. I personally think that burning is something that is inherently part of our blockchain. We were born from it and we should stick to it. We shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel if the wheel works fine and it gets us from A to Z. And we have seen blockchains like Shiba Inu rise from absolutely nothing to being a top 10 contending crypto. But like I said, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notifications bell to stay informed, and just stay safe, stay humble, and stay aware. And I'll catch you in the next one.